I just wanna ride along. I just wanna ride along. I just wanna ride along. Let's change up the vibe, want you in my life. I sit to the side, I will let you decide. I stay out of the way, I know you know what's best for me. Just a pinch more of your spirit completes the recipe. You're all that I needed, tired of playing defense. When you take control of my life, it has a meaning. I need you to have your way. I don't wanna drive, I stick to the side. I just wanna ride along. I gotta ride along. You can take the wheel, I'll be still in jail. I just wanna ride along. You got full control. I'll leave it up to you, I promise. I'm not gonna move, you got this. I'll just work on me while you driving. Ride along, ride along.
Oh, y'all missed this. I like that. I like doing a little too much. Guys. Okay, so
I can say that was a cool intro.
You liked it?
That was a cool
I appreciate that. That's my best friend since I was 5 made that song. He got his album dropping in a couple of days. So y'all look out for the album. Guys, look, this is a special day today. We got our son on here. He's a little shy. That's why he looks like he's in Alaska right now. But
it's just cold in my room. I gotta keep the hair cut up, covered. Covered up. You gotta keep it covered up.
It's another special night because I was supposed to be out there working, but I pushed it back because I didn't show my face the last time, and I wanted to make sure that when I did the show this time, that I showed you guys some love and embraced y'all the way it should be. So nonetheless, hey. Boom, go ahead and I gotta introduce you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm really glad that we have our son on the line with us tonight. He seems to be a little shy right now, but you guys are gonna love him. He's very, very highly intelligent.
I can't do that.
But anyway, let's get into it. So today we're talking about memories. Would you?
No. So like go ahead and break them off with this. Go ahead and break it off.
About this in the car.
Okay, go ahead.
Tell us the exact topic, Dad.
All right, so basically we was talking about consciousness and memories, and then we talking about consciousness, and then it went into a part of where are you conscious if you have no memories, and what's life if you don't have memories? Is memories the most important thing that you can have in life? And we also talked about why don't we remember how we got here? If all organisms have memories and ways to move through life, do they have memories? Mm-hmm. And are their memories purposeful? Of course they are, because even before you're born, they say, is it the heart that's first, right? And so those organisms have to have some type of system or memory to do that. And then you're always wondering, like, hey, me and him talk about, when I was younger, I thought about how I got here. And when I would think back to it, the only thing that I would see is darkness. But you can remember a lot of other things. I would say
yourself who you is and stuff like that in the mirror, like conscious.
Right. And then we was talking about memories. And all of it boils down to is if you don't have memories, then are you conscious?
I feel like, yeah, you still conscious. Yeah.
Without memories.
Yeah. You also saying, like, without memories, you don't got no life.
Right.
I feel like you don't remember it, but you still got a life. That's how, like, I feel like, I mean, when you die, you dead. but you still had a life, you know.
Right, right, but without, okay. So picture this: you've had, or you could either have memories from the start of your life, or you could lose them at the end of your life. Um, and so when you lose them at the end of your life, we know that is, what is it, dementia or whatever. Now these people that have that, they've lost memory, and so every day is scary to them.
Right, because they're losing
Now,
part of their life. Right.
right, and not only that, but they can't remember. So I mean, imagine, somebody that you've been around your whole life and they function perfectly because they've been able to reflect on memories and past experiences. And then after a couple of years, something just happens and now they can't remember anything. They have a conversation with you and they don't remember. They just had it with you. You're like, bro, you just said that. And you're like, there, you know?
It's scary. Yeah, but yeah, that's like you said, it's a medical term for it. Like it's scary.
Oh, I can't. Boom, your mic's muted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think
You
it's more
know,
about the impact.
I feel like that comes with old age.
Yeah, but I think it's still about more about the impact and the way that their brain is trying to protect them from certain things that's happening. They say it's deteriorating, but
You said the way their brain protects them from certain things.
yeah, like you can't remember every single detail, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's trying to hold on to the things that were most important, like what they did as far as their profession, who they loved, as far as, intimacy. It's just
What they
trying to,
like, yeah,
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 it's just trying to hold on to the things that made them feel fulfilled
right. Feel
first.
good, right.
That's kind of how I see it when it comes to that type of stuff.
I feel like, but to drag it back to the topic, I feel like, yeah, you do still have like a life, even if you lose all your memories. Like you had a
Or if
life.
you, but what if you never
Okay, so
had
you don't got no
memories?
life. Okay, so
Right, right.
let's
You
just
ain't
say
have
you
no
don't got no
memories.
life once you lose all your memories, that life is gone. But I mean, somebody knows.
No, I'm saying, well, what we started off was, if you came into this world, you could function, but you couldn't remember anything. It's basically like,
So like short term memory loss.
right, to where it's like, you could function. Maybe you can do normal things, but you cannot remember the last thing you did every day. And I'm talking about, this has been happening from the beginning of your life, not you getting older. Now, we know that to happen when you're getting older, but we're saying you have limited capacity to retain stuff, and that's your illness, right?
Short term
How
memory.
would that life be for you? Could that life be purposeful? And
Why wouldn't it be?
would there be a way to reverse it, even if doctors said that you couldn't? Like, would you?
I think it is a way to reverse it, but
I mean, she didn't say your long term memory wouldn't be bad. She just said your short term memory bad. So I mean,
mm,
it ain't too bad of a life. I
so
feel like
long term memory is something that you're doing repetitively.
yeah, back to back, you would just have to
Yeah.
train yourself to just
Mhm.
always learn something, long term. Sure, I feel like I struggle with memory.
But
Right.
but then you also got to think about it like this. Whatever happened the day before, somebody can still come to you and bring up the day before that they remembered.
They could do that, but you could feel confused because you want to be able to trust your own memories. You know what I'm saying? What remember that story, the notebook, or that video?
Right, because
That
if you don't
remember?
trust your own memories, you're not going to admit to nothing. I mean,
Right.
just to get
You
to the
could do a
point.
lot of stuff and then completely forget about the next day. And then, so what, okay, people want memories. They want to build families. They want to build careers. That would hinder you. A lot of people take pictures and stuff for memories. You could show somebody, the memory you had. But if those, if everything is that you can't do it off of a picture, how would you remember it? Like, what if you said something to somebody and you felt it that day and then you forgot the next day that you said it, and that person's like, "What, you said this to me, da da da," and then you just completely forgot. And this is something that's happening to you day after day. I don't know any people that are like that, from an early age. I only know older people, but from an early age, I'm pretty sure it does. It has occurred from time to time.
Well, maybe if they just have a journal that they
I
can
don't
read.
think that's going to be powerful enough. I don't think that's going to work.
I think it would.
You do?
Yeah, a day-to-day journal could help with that.
Oh, and so referring back to the notebook, do you remember that?
I
And
remember.
every single day the guy had to, so she remembered. But we're just saying, what if that life was day one? Day one, you're a parent with a kid that they can't remember, or you are that kid that can't remember.
Okay, well, as a parent, I'm just gonna say me as a parent, I would teach that child to journal.
You would.
I would. Journaling is good for anybody.
And so how would that help him in life? Like because my thing is, without a memory, even though you're reading it, right?
How would it help them in life? Well, they can
Even
write
if you're reading it, if you can't remember, so you just gonna hold this in front of your face every single time because you have no short term, so it's just gonna disappear. As soon as you move this from your face, it disappears.
I mean, you
I
ain't gonna remember nothing of the day.
As deep as you're trying to make it.
You ain't gonna remember nothing though. I feel like you're gonna remember.
You're gonna remember something.
You're gonna remember.
I'm saying you're living. That's why it's the name of the title. Navigating life in the present. Everything you do is only in the present. You have no recollection of anything that you've already done. So every day you're moving through life in the present. Well, and there were people without memory deficiencies that actually live in the present every day, as soon as they do something, it ends up in the past.
Well, yeah, technically, because it's done.
Right, but they don't remember it. Or their brain blocks it out to where they don't remember it.
Okay, and in that case, then this right here is not what you're calling short-term disability, nor is it dementia. Because these people have memories.
No, I didn't say short-term disability. I said short-term memory.
Even still,
you don't have that. Only thing you have is long. So basically, you can just function. That's all. That's all you can do.
And that could happen. That doesn't mean that person is not impacting lives. We're all still on this earth to connect. And so whomever that person is connecting with, they're still impacting them in ways that may wake up something in their brain. Somebody that they come across could possibly help
put the dots together for them.
Yeah.
How do you think living that life would be for that person?
It'd be hard, but I'm not sure.
I would think that it would be frustrating.
It'd be really frustrating.
Do you think that life is a life worth living?
Yeah. Yeah. If not, then none of us would be here. We wouldn't be worth it to know.
No. I said that type of life. Do you think it's worth living?
Yeah, that person will still have people that love.
Hold on, real quick. I want to hear what I was trying about to say. I gotta hear this.
That's not even a real question.
Yeah. Okay. Well, go ahead. I'm gonna drop this link in the chat while you about to explain that.
It would drop this bomb.
Okay. Go ahead. What's the real question?
Nobody really talked about it. But I had this friend recently.
Mm-hmm.
And his time with a lady friend didn't go so well.
Mm-hmm.
And it was him in a lacking department.
In the lacking department, what that mean?
like, you know, I had a conversation with him. I was like, man, did you do things you needed to do? And he said, and he questioned me when I said, you know, you got to make sure you give a woman what she need too.
Okay.
What I'm getting at is a life worth living. Like, if you was a man with a small PP, how do you live life? That's my true question. How do you
Oh,
live
okay.
life?
I
That
listen. No,
Let's
no. Now,
because
listen.
let's let's be real. I
I've
feel like
questioned
you
that
get
too.
with memory. I've always like I've been lucky, but you know I always question like how does the other other side of the grass feel? And now that I had this friend experience, and she was like, and he was breaking down what the girl said why they didn't want to mess with each other. Like you got all the way to the last base, and she got a kid and everything. She don't want you to take care of kid nothing because y'all not sexually compatible. I said, oh, that's the nicest way she put it.
That's what she said.
Yeah. So
Wow.
you know that broke my heart for him. I'm like, dang.
Mm.
I had to ask my girl, what does that mean? Because I never heard nothing like that in my life. So she said it's like it wasn't good. And I was like, and I feel like
Wow.
it don't take much to be good. You gotta have a little meat. You gotta have some done it. So I was like, man, I don't know, man.
And
So
you think
What do you do?
how did you encourage your friend from
I
that?
was just like, man, it's a lot of fishes in the sea. What else you supposed to say? It's a lot more
and
fishes in
you
the sea.
and so you think that's worse than not having a memory?
I feel like that's worse than not having a memory. Like, how do those people live? I feel like maybe there's some people that find some real
Well, at
like
least if you
that.
don't have a memory, you can't remember that she said that to you, and you could try again the next day.
Jesus, same response. Getting your heart broke every day. You gotta remember.
Exactly, and
If
that's the
you
point. That's the point that
man,
I want to bring
that's
up,
what I'm
boom.
saying. So
Because if
how do you
somebody writes a journal for you, and they're gonna
do
break
you
your
think?
heart every day, telling you the same thing.
And then okay, for all on the girl side, because we got a girl in here, my mama in
Mhm.
here. Like, do you run into those on the occasions? What? Like, so is that common? Maybe. So I don't. I wouldn't
Oh,
Okay.
because
Okay, we
I
going there.
understand why
Okay, let's
y'all
go
be
there.
upset
Let's
all the
go there.
time.
Okay, let's go
Because
there.
you can go find you a good man and then boom, this nigga. That's why you got out here, buddy.
All right, let's take it there. So yeah, I have met someone before that
Was lacking in that department.
lacking.
Right. That's what we were gonna call it. Like,
mm,
it's a crazy title change. Like,
And
right.
I will say like that's not
it's not good for nobody.
it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good for him. It won't be good for her, like because somebody's not gonna be happy.
Right. It's gonna be hurt.
Wow. So this is something that is an issue.
I feel like nobody talks about this, like at all. Nobody ever talks about this because niggas be keeping it in the secret. Y'all niggas is not slick. I know y'all killing yourself. The rate's so high for a reason.
I mean,
I can't say that.
some people they don't care, about that. Sometimes it's about just the connection altogether. And then some people, like you said, she had a child. She could have looked more into the stability, but she wasn't.
Or you can have them high highway miles. And just
And
so
that's what I
out
was
of
thinking too.
it.
I was thinking that too. Like it's a possibility that
The
she just
girl.
might have been a little bit too much for him.
A little worn out.
Yeah. True.
I don't know.
Nah, yeah, but it don't take much.
Don't take much.
You said
Wow.
What?
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. What don't
like
take
if you
much?
What you mean you not sexually compatible? Like it don't take much. Like
To
if
be
you know what you're
compatible.
doing and you got what you need, what you got,
Mm-hmm.
and then what
You got
let me
what you
know
need, what
this
you
was
got.
like the pattern that this happened in for him. He was like, man, this is like the third girl. He's showing me this bad girl. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, you getting all the way to the last base, Bennett. You like that. You like that, but you not able to hold it down. So it let me something else at play. I don't know. But then what let me know that he was like, make a girl climax. I was like, yeah, bro, you gotta do that. So you know, he was less educated. He was a little bit older, but
Now, I'm gonna ask this question: what if he had no memory? That's what I'm
he was
telling
getting
you.
he
Well,
was
It's
it
so
getting
wouldn't really
his
bad.
work every
wouldn't affect
day.
him. It wouldn't
But
affect
It
it
would
wouldn't
affect him
it
because
wouldn't it
when
wouldn't
you're in the
really
present,
but it wouldn't affect him though, like you said, he lost his memory.
Yeah, but he would probably wonder, like, well, why don't I have a wife? You know, some of those days will be depressing.
Every one of them days is gonna be depressing.
I don't know. But I mean, just like y'all say, men have a lack in that area. I've heard that women can too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fact too. We don't talk about that either too much. But I mean,
hold on. I got a comment. I gotta
man,
read
it's
real quick.
simple.
I should.
Portia, you should be resting. No, she shouldn't. She ain't even have work tomorrow.
I should
Thank you,
be.
ma'am. But we should get you in here on this topic because you do ask questions about stuff like this.
I mean, I'm just saying, like if somebody really hurt, is them people.
Okay, do you think that could drive a man to go and deal with same sex?
Whoa.
I mean, probably.
Mm.
You know,
Ike. I'm
Eat the cake, man, boy.
I'm just saying, out of curiosity, that was some question that I've always had. Like, could a man with a small PP, we'll just say it like that,
small PP syndrome.
get driven to the
Other side.
yeah,
The others on.
lack of affection and
I mean, probably. You know,
an acceptance.
the interesting thing about like maybe they find somebody that accept them. You know.
But that maybe
If
is a
you get in
strong
an
maybe,
argument
isn't
though
it?
with her though, that's the first thing that's gonna come up.
That maybe is a strong maybe, huh? Oh
Especially
yeah,
if
that's
you
gonna
do a
be the
black
first
woman.
argument. And
They
guess
probably
what?
go,
Now that might be where your memory, not having a memory, be good because every time she gonna get tired of arguing with you about
you just forget the whole
But
thing.
will she want? Okay, will a woman want you if you have no memory? So how hard will it be to get a woman? Because at the end of
Yeah,
the
maybe
day,
for
you
a
can't get a
while.
job because you can't remember to go to work. You know what I'm saying? You can't remember to go to work. You don't know how to drive because you can't remember how to drive. I don't even know how you're able to walk, but maybe somehow that was just
Man, you're gonna be on
automatic.
disability your whole life. That person ain't even gonna have
So that
no
type of
one.
life isn't okay. If you can only live in say you got a memory now. We'll just say you got a memory now. All of a sudden you got a memory, but it's only long term, like we said. How do you navigate? I don't have a PP. Okay, let me read this one for y'all because put it back up. Hey, I shot that. Read that for me. Read that for me real quick.
Why I gotta read it?
Because I want to hear you read
I
it.
can barely
Funny.
see it. It's on my
Oh,
phone.
you
You know,
got
it's super
your
small.
glasses. Okay. Now, no, you read it. You read it, boom.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Now, how would I have an option on this subject? I don't have a PP. I have one P.
She went to say opinion, and that's what she meant to say. And then
That is.
she has one P, so she's talking. Yeah, I mean, she know though. You ran into. I'm sure you ran into some guys that wasn't like the other guys. You know.
Yep, he said opinion.
So
Exactly.
you got an opinion
Exactly.
too. Like I'm sure you feel like, and I'm sure you had like dated one of those guys. Dang.
Wow. Hold on. Hold on. This one right here. This one right here is gonna give you one of these.
Dang.
We are not. So
Wow. She said, "Why don't you do?" And what? Can we get you to come on here? We need. I got to.
Dang. So that person would have to find someone in LBGB2 or J. I don't know. She said all the letters. She put all the letters.
There was an H in there. What's that?
y'all need to cut it out.
Oh, she put an H in there. Oh man.
Sandwich.
Oh my gosh.
So
LBQJBH.
as far as the memory concerns go, do you have any other questions?
We don't have no more questions on memory.
So I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you're able to move around now. You got a long-term memory, but you don't have a short-term memory. You forget your wife's anniversary every single time, or your husband's. Yeah, now, mind you, now you don't have a listen. But now, no, the table's gonna change. The table's gonna change now. Oh, I'm just changing the scenario. What if you have a big, huge PP, but you got no memory? Women, where y'all keep the dude?
Well, it's only one woman on here.
I'm just no. We talking. What do you mean?
Women.
What do you mean? She said next subject. She's still on here. I want to see. What you gonna say? If he had no memory, he had a big PP. But he had no income. But he looked good. Would you take that man?
Man, they do that every day.
Okay, how about this? What if Aquaman had no memory?
Question.
What if Aquaman had no memory, but look, but it was Aquaman, and he said he would date you. Would you date Aquaman? But he had no memory.
He'll remember that Aquaman.
On a date. On a date, he ain't gonna remember the date.
I'm saying, but would you still go on a date with Aquaman if he ain't had no memory?
I'll go on a date with Aquaman.
I knew it. You fired. We ended the show. It's done. That Aquaman wins no matter what.
I know what Aquaman's talking about.
Aquaman wins no matter what. She didn't want to go. Now let me tell you.
My girl said something about the Aquaman.
What she did?
Mm-hmm.
How Aquaman taking over, isn't he? And it's all because he swim. That's all.
We need to start swimming.
More black men need to swim.
That is right. I mean, I don't know the statistics. Let me look it up real quick. How many black men can't swim? Oh, that's nothing. Could you remember to swim, or would it be something you wouldn't be able to? Would you, or would that be?
What did he say?
He said you wouldn't be able to, would you? Because how would you know how to swim today, but not tomorrow?
Let's talk about. I forgot the topic. Oh man, I lost it. Had it.
Oh, memory. Okay, how about this? Oh, here's the statistics, y'all. CDC says 15.4 Americans don't know how to swim. That's over 40 million people. But check this out. The University of Memphis said up to 70% of Black Americans can't swim. Meanwhile, they say only 31% of Caucasians cannot swim. Crazy. So we are basically, we don't have no memories on how to swim.
I feel like that's known fact that niggas can't swim.
YouTube.
Right.
It is a known fact because a lot of Black people do try to stay away from the water.
They don't like water at all.
But I said that like
it's dangerous
because of that. You feel me?
What?
I said that like that because of that. Because you feel me? That's in that. I feel like that was a Boondock episode.
What?
Ninjas can't swim.
Yeah, they can't. And I mean, and it's a known fact because every time you ask me, I don't mess with that water. And that's like
I know how to swim, but I don't. I know how to
But
swim.
I
I
would
don't swim with the
skydive.
water like that either.
You see, I don't mess with the water like that either. I don't. When I looked at the ocean, fear.
Oh, I remember that when we was going over the Jersey Bridge. He
Big.
just started hyperventilating. He too much water. I don't like that. I was like, what? He talking about that's my biggest fear.
I'm the same way.
stand
When
water.
when we used to drive trucks, you're in the back sleep, especially if it's late at night. I roll the window all the way down.
Oh, you talking about that screen?
Because the wind, especially if that wind gets to blowing and we're going over a bridge with a lot of water.
Yeah, we can't talk about trucking on this channel. Sorry, man. We're not gonna do that.
We can't.
Well,
That's a different channel, different time. Sorry, guys.
Well, we can't.
Okay, but I'm just saying, I'm using it as an example.
As a reference, got you.
Yeah, as to it is a fear, I believe.
Too much water.
Found in most blacks. Fear of water. You can't see. You can't see up under the water.
You don't know what's up in it.
No.
That's the issue.
Now that is the scary
There's
part.
no bottom. The bottom is cold. I mean,
Then it gets colder the further down you go.
ain't no bottom.
Wow.
I just be seeing people all out there. I'm like,
now here it goes.
could never.
You want to go in the water, but you don't remember you can't swim. So every time you're a hazard, like a little baby, trying to go jump in water, if you like water.
Well, most babies aren't afraid of
So,
water.
like I said, what kind of life is that if you cannot remember what you did? Say you can do normal stuff.
That's a dangerous life.
That's a dangerous
Especially
life.
if you live on the coast.
Right.
Life. You just wake up.
Because you love water and you're like, I want to go swim.
But you want to
Who
go
moved
swim?
you to the coast knowing you don't remember nothing? Somebody had to move you there.
Maybe that's where you originally lived. You originally lived on the coast. You was born. Nobody says you have to be born in a certain geographical area to not have memory.
Okay, well then if you put it like that, they're born there. Okay. But
Right.
just to live there, they need to move because you can't remember nothing.
They people need to get them away from the water.
If there's a flood, you doomed.
Or
Yeah, like in Florida.
it could be a regular day. They just don't remember. They know how to swim, man. They just hop in the ocean. Forget it's no bottom. Don't know it's no bottom. Forget that information. They dead. You feel me?
Definitely deleted. Definitely deleted.
Boom, or splashing. Because that's what it felt like when I realized there was no bottom. Like, you ever been in the beach? It's kind of low, high tide. You go to the edge, like you at the edge. You know you at the edge. If you step over, you in the ocean. You ain't never been right there. It's a scary experience.
I don't know that.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. When you go out too far and then it's just a dip.
It's just dip. You know, it's ocean out there.
Yeah. That happened to me before. And I was like, wow. That's when I went out by the buoys.
I remember one time we went to the beach.
No, we don't have no memories. You can't remember.
I remember. I have my memory. And my brother, my oldest brother, he went out into the water. And luckily my mom made all my brothers put their underwear on up under their trunks. Because when he came back out of the water, all he had on was his underwear. Underwear. Now
check this out.
I think we have a picture of it, matter of fact.
Check this out. If you couldn't remember that, what would life be about? Life is about nothing without memories. That's my point in what I'm telling you. If you cannot cultivate and build memories, and then those memories live on after you, then what is life?
Yeah.
Why are you navigating life, and how is life in the present? And if the past doesn't matter,
is this something that developed over time? Did this memory loss thing develop over time, or you were born to?
We'll just say you could do all of the normal. Okay, I'm telling you. You can do all of the normal functions as a normal person. You just can't remember the thing you just did.
It's gonna be
that's not too bad. Like you still
remember
something. Not bad.
Like you might be able to remember that the water deep now, but you
can't even finish school. Like you can go there and retain it.
You can't swim. Like it's just gonna take a while.
Oh yeah, that's
retain stuff.
Yeah, he's saying
that take a while for you to retain.
You can remember that the water's deep, but you can't remember that.
You still got a memory. If you say that person still got a memory, like long term, but without the struggle, they still got a memory.
Like they can function normally, but every time say we're talking right now,
they got a long term memory, right?
Okay, what's a normal function?
So like how we're all talking right now, right?
Yeah.
Right? The next thing you know, I say something to you, you don't remember it.
Right. Okay.
I mean,
So
Right.
that's short term.
me.
So that's
Right.
short term. Yeah, that
Right.
has happened to me. Right.
But also, you get up and you forget where your room is at. So you can move around, you can do all that. You know how to eat, you know how to do normal stuff. You can't drive because you forgot. You can't go in the room, you forgot.
But
Yeah,
if you
know,
train
so
your brain long enough, you'll be
can
able to
you?
remember.
But you ain't okay. How about this? I'm saying that now let me break this down into different terms. I know everybody's gonna be able to jump on. Like a video game with no memory card. So it functions, does everything it's supposed to do, but you got no memory card. So you can go as far as you can in life, but you cannot remember all that other stuff.
Much.
Once the next day comes.
The first grade.
So the next day you have to start all over
The
again.
next day you got to start all over again. How
But
about
he
that?
don't know how to even use his.
But that's what I'm saying.
brain.
You're never gonna make no progress. You feel me? You're gonna have to go to sleep and restart eventually.
Bruh, right. It's like if you never saved it. Like you can do all the normal stuff, but the next day you won't remember any of it.
That's the rest of life. You feel me? So every
Is
day
it worth
is a new
living?
day, a new person. You just alive.
But exactly, you have no memory card.
Just a lot. Well, use a vegetable. Somebody.
No, you're not, because you can still perform daily tasks.
But
you
you
just not gonna remember it.
You
There's
can't
no way.
remember nothing. Use a
Exactly.
vegetable.
There's no way you can perform.
You got no
daily
life.
So
You
is it
can't
safe?
build on nothing. There's nothing. You
Exactly.
can't.
Is it safe to say that memory is the most important thing in life?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Without it don't matter how well, I mean, you have to be healthy because having a healthy memory is good. So health is important. But that means that people value money and all this other stuff as the most important thing. But if you don't have memory, because guess what? You don't even remember that you have the money. You get what I'm saying? You don't even remember that you have the money. That's how dumb it is.
Able to make the money, Dad.
Yeah, maybe.
No,
you might be such a genius that you made the money.
How you make the money?
Within 24 hours?
Did you not forget to
maybe
make this
a
money?
passive income? Maybe a passive income would be good. But at the same time, from what you're saying, someone has to be there to monitor, watch, and take care of this person.
That life is like a life of hospice.
Well, hospice comes in at the end, so it's not like that.
Oh, sorry, guys. Didn't
more
know.
More so like a caretaker.
So listen.
I mean, this question was good, but I think that
memory is the most important question.
Memory is important. And I do think that people hold on to the memories that are important for their day-to-day function.
So if you don't have memories because your brain
I
does not acknowledge those memories.
Some sorts of memories, even as they're deteriorating in their dementia, like let's just say dementia, right?
But that's at the end of can people have it younger?
Dementia it has stages. So, but let's just say, the person has dementia. There are a lot of things that they don't forget, right? Like where they worked at, what type of industry they worked in, the people that they cared for. They may remember having a child, but they may not remember that child's name. They'll remember their spouse in some cases. They may remember some friends or like different activities that they may have enjoyed. Those are things that have been etched into their brain. And I feel like with the question that you have, when it comes to memory, it's what is important to you, that person. What makes that brain feel, and that's how it stays in the brain.
Right.
So
yeah, I feel like that's the moral of it. I love y'all. It's a great night.
Wait a minute, Jason, what are you doing?
Man, I got this anime to finish, and I got in these books to study.
Are you gonna study your CDL?
So man can get on the trucking podcast,
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Well, we're gonna let
we gotta get you
So
elevated and graduated so you can move on over to that area.
to that
right.
area and field
And
of
we are
direction.
very proud of you for, working towards that goal. Just
Thank
want
you.
to say that too.
Thank you, Mom.
You're so
All right. Well, since Jason got to go, we're gonna end this right here because this podcast was to pick his brain. So now that he got to go, you know,
months ago.
It was
we're gonna go ahead and
fun.
thank you for joining me.
Yeah.
Everybody, y'all go ahead and give him a
Round
like
of
and a
applause, please.
subscribe. Round of applause.
That boy.
And so that's that. This is gonna be the end of the show. It's a real short show, y'all. I just definitely wanted to show face. Got to get ready to head back. And like I said, I did this for y'all.
Yeah.
And that was just a question. And you guys can please continue to comment after this because I do want to know anybody that didn't get it. So it's like, different stages. There's such thing as onset dementia.
Mm-hmm.
And that's inherited in people under age 65. And it can be inherited. And it can show up as not memory loss, but it can show up as changes in personality, behavior, language, or social functioning. That could be the symptoms. And
medication, don't forget that. Sometimes
that as well, because medication can mess with all of those things I just said, which is personality, behavior, language, and social functioning. So that's big to know that young onset dementia can be caused by a wide range of diseases and is more likely to be inherited. So it's not only older people that get it, and that's why I said, how would life be if you had that at a young age and it was hard for you to retain stuff, because that would be a very, very difficult life and a very challenging life. I'd say at the least.
I don't know. I can't really say because if you don't remember anything, how can it be a bother?
How about this?
Yeah.
How about not remembering the most important things in your life, right? The most important things, but you remember everything else, except for the things that are very, very, very deep. What's the word that I'm looking for? Very, very deep memories. Memories that made you feel whole.
So okay.
Very intimate
Now you don't remember.
memories. Okay, so how do you feel about that?
You will automatically find new things that will make you whole. Because we're on this earth to make a connection, build connections actually, and then also, do things to get us to that next.
That sounds like fulfilling your purpose and without having a proper, not being able to retain stuff. I'll just say that because
It happens. Some people are not able to retain things, but I just don't feel like, I don't believe that just because you're not able to retain things that you can't have a fulfilling life. I don't believe that, because you're still impacting those around you, even if you don't remember it, right? Even if you don't remember it, the people around you that are experiencing life with you, you're still impacting them. So your life is being fulfilled by many different ways. No one person's life is perfect, whether they have the memories or don't have the memories. It doesn't take away from what value they have and the love that they are giving to others that are around them.
It does if they don't remember you. If they don't remember you, it does.
No, it
It
doesn't.
does. They don't remember you. I'll tell you how I know. Listen. I'll tell you how I know. I'm gonna tell you because I've had this situation happen multiple times. This is another reason I want to dive deep into this. You know. So when I lost my grandma, right? Remember, I went all the way to New York to see her and just really check up on her. And when I got there, she didn't know who I was. You know what I'm saying? Now the feeling of that, because she used to be the one that used to say, I saved her life. Every time I said, I used to call her, she's like, oh, this is, you're the one that saved my life, da da da, right? And then for her to see me and not know who I am, like not know, like not even iota. She didn't remember me at all. You know?
I remember.
And it's crazy, So when you say like you built these memories up, like you had a great life, you built, that's all you have.
Okay.
Those are gone.
No, they're not gone, because you remember the things that you've done with and for her. The memory is not gone. It just moved to you, and you still holding on to it.
They moved to me. The memories are gone. But
things in the times that you've had with her.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So she did still give impact to you. Now, picture this. Based on the subject that we're talking about. I have an uncle, right? And his condition, some days when I see him, like at the family reunion, he knew who I was. But after that, I saw him again, and he couldn't remember who I was.
But he can still remember, though. That's the thing. When you can no longer remember.
The next time I see him, he may remember. But that's why I say sometimes it's just about what is sticking and what is not.
But like I say, that he can remember you again. The thing that I'm saying is they don't remember you no more. You see what I'm saying? Have you talked to somebody that don't remember you no more, but you were in their life every single day?
Yeah, but then you left, and then how long before you saw her again?
She didn't even remember the people that was there in the room with her then, and they see her every day.
About you, I'm talking about
me. It was.
I can't really focus.
I think. Let's see. Left New York, but she came down here to visit us. So I want to say. I can't really remember what you call it, but I think I want to say. No, I had seen her like maybe 3 or 4 years after that. Again in person. That was before FaceTime. You know what I'm saying? That was before all the social media. So of course that was like the normal thing if you don't live in the same state.
So it was like 3 years.
Had to be about 3 years.
3 years. That's
no, not 3 years. Well, hey, you know what? Let me think.
I think it was
longer. No, it was longer than that. It had been about maybe 10 years. 10 years versus me knowing you your whole life? No, because I'm thinking about how long it was since the last time she was down here. And it's hard because she only came down here, I think, maybe a couple of times. But when I'm saying you're around there's people that I don't, I haven't seen in years, right? And that are older and they still remember. Okay, yeah, the other. There's another one. And she still remembers me, and I ain't seen her in over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And she actually has it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, how can you say it's because of
20 years?
Because of absence? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Over no 20 years.
No, yeah, it was over. Portia, I told you that person wasn't even in my life like that. She just disappeared. But you still remember me. You forgot that. So that's what I'm saying. Like some people can't remember
because of the things that impacted her.
No, listen.
And the love that she had for you, regardless of her being present or you feeling like that, she wasn't involved in your life the way
it's not that. I'm just saying when people remember, if it's some people that don't remember you at all. And see, you only know the people that can come and go memory. I don't think you know anybody that.
My grandmother, she had dementia.
And she remembered you, but did she ever forget you?
I don't know. I was young.
So that's what I'm saying. You don't have the experience.
When she passed, I think I was in like the 7th grade, 6th or 7th grade. I want to say the 7th grade.
Right.
But yeah, she had dementia. It's kind of an ongoing thing in my family. She's not the only one that has passed from it.
Right. But my question to you is, did you Hold on, I keep blinking at the screen. This
I don't know. I didn't go. I was supposed to go and see her when the
right.
doctor.
So my thing is, did she ever forget you? And your answer is, and it's a yes or no question.
I believe no.
Okay,
But that's what I believe.
Mm-hmm. I believe that she didn't forget me. But guess what? It ended up happening, and there was no remembering. There was no more of that. You see what I'm saying? And this is like when you compare the two that you know. I seen this one, but I seen this one almost every day. She lived with us in our household. You see what I'm saying? So guess what? You know that there shouldn't be that. There's one that I didn't see for a stretch of 20 years. Okay, stretch of 15, 18. And you remember me like it's yesterday. So when I'm telling you there's a difference, there isn't no just, sometimes there is for that stage, because there are stages of it. But then you think about it like, you're saying those memories are with you. But when you create memories with people, I really think that it's more valuable and more fulfilling if both can talk about it when it's a shared memory. Because think about it. Think about it. If I have a memory, it's happened with us playing. I've had a memory, you're like, I don't remember that. Then like, Dad, you want to prove to that person that happened so bad because like we shared this memory together and it was meaningful to me, but it wasn't meaningful to you, or like you said, your brain throws out stuff so how don't you remember something that I feel like that's meaningful? And you said it was meaningful at the time, but you don't remember it. And it's the same thing with me, vice versa. So it's never made you feel that type of way when you ask me about something and I can't remember. You're like, you should know. You didn't want to like scramble to help me remember, and that didn't cause you any type of anxiety.
You try to jog the person's memory, but I mean, it's just.
And what if it don't come back?
That doesn't.
Your memory is gone too, because that memory is no longer a complete memory. It's almost like. It's almost like if there
is when my daddy was telling us that story at the restaurant, and he was talking about
the construction table.
Yeah, how I tricked Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that, but
you don't remember. But guess what? Quinn remembered it. So it's a double connection still somewhere. So then now it must be true because it's two people that remembered it, and you think you remembered it. You didn't say you said it couldn't be true. That sounds like something I did, and I think I remember. So that helps it, and now they're talking to you about it, and you're like, I probably did that.
I watch shows where people are speaking and trying to help navigate the memories of their parents that have dementia, and that in that navigation, it does help them to grasp on to those memories. It does help. And that's why I say sometimes it's there. It just has to be awakened. It has to be triggered by something in order for the person to be able to pull it out of themselves.
Nope. Like I said, it's level. I don't think you've met the level yet. Like I said, there's plenty of things that I've met already that you ain't met yet. And so,
or you just didn't try. She just didn't remember you, and you didn't try to help her remember you.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, not saying you per se. I'm just saying like that can happen. Like sometimes people don't try hard enough to jog that person's memory. Like they're battling with trying to remember. So sometimes, it's just about being patient and helping that person to remember.
Right. And so, this really right here inspires me to really, I've never had the chance. I never took the time to look it up. I never took the time because I'm like, man. But okay. So we were talking about the stages, and you got stage 1, no cognitive decline, will likely not show any symptoms, although tests may uncover an issue. Should tell you what kind of test they are, because I think people want to know what test they need to take to see if they feel like they could, or it could be
something about different foods and things like that you can eat to help fight against it.
They do say there are some.
Okay, my question is it a hereditary thing? Because my grandmother.
Yes, it is. It is hereditary, but let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's hereditary, but let me check. Let's see.
Oh, you said yes, like you was looking at it. Right?
No. I believe it. I've read it before, I think, but we'll see. I think I just read it earlier.
You may have.
Yeah, I did. Because onset is hereditary, so I'm thinking regular is hereditary. Oh no, I was wrong.
So how can this disease be avoided? If it's not hereditary, how can it be avoided?
I have no idea. But other risk factors of dementia is low levels of education. I told you, memory is so important. Lower levels of education, high blood pressure, hearing impairment, smoking, depression, physical inactivity. I think that diabetes, low social contact, that is big. That is big, and I believe that.
So then that goes back to, so we're both right in a sense. Connection, we've stated, and then we stated memory.
And these are all things that we know from common sense before actually looking at the sources and.
Yeah, I mean, I just did. I really honestly always thought that, which I should have been looked into it, but I honestly thought that dementia was hereditary.
I think it might be Alzheimer's. Hopefully I said that right. I'm on live. I got to make sure. That's another problem I try to.
Alzheimer's? Yeah.
Yeah, Alzheimer's.
I'm wearing my Alzheimer's walk shirt.
Oh, really? Really? Yeah. So did you know what you were walking for?
Well, me and my cousins, it was for awareness of Alzheimer's and dementia.
Yeah, no, I know, but did you know exactly what it was? Like Alzheimer's, the differences of both, and
Well, I mean, I knew there were stages. I knew there were different stages, but I just didn't know that. Honestly, it wasn't hereditary. I really thought that.
So Alzheimer's, having a parent, brother, or sister with Alzheimer's increase your risk, but doesn't mean you will develop it.
Yeah, I do think that depression and stuff like that can, because your mind tries to help block out those things that are hurting you and hindering your growth and your process. But I really honestly thought that it was hereditary, so I'm kind of shocked there. But we were walking to help. It was just an awareness walk, honestly. And we did it. We decided to do it in memory of my grandmother, which my dad's mom had passed from dementia.
That's what they said she passed from? Was that on her delete certificate?
Well, I don't know that, but I mean, yeah, that's what she had. And it can lead to death, I believe.
I don't know. This is so confusing how they break it down. I probably need to take some more time to dive into it, but
yeah, I mean, I really didn't even expect us to take it over here.
Yeah, I mean, just because it interests me, and I do this a lot. Like if it's interesting for a second, then I'll shoot to it, look at it. Of course, I read super duper fast. Since I learned from that guy, the Quick guy, Jesse Quick, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's how I was able to pass all those tests in a short amount of time. So you guys, not plugging them in, but I am plugging them. Hey, plug me in, Jesse Quick. I think, yeah. So, Intellect Igniter, plug us in. We plugged in. Anyway, and this disease is just, it seems like it's, I hate the word disease, but for the most part, it says family history is due to genetically complex disease where many genetic variations of small effect interact to increase risk of dementia. So it seems like it's genetic, but they're saying, maybe you have a higher risk, but it's not necessarily genetic. I'm just trying to get the gist of it, but whatever. Like I said, without having navigating life without memory, I know can be very, very, very frustrating, or with lack of full capacity of memory, I should say. A lot of people say I don't have the bandwidth for that, and I'm thinking like, if you have an issue with recalling certain memories, I think that has a major effect on your relationships that you build. You know, I think trying to increase how or working on practicing or strengthening your recall muscle, if that's a thing, I think that would benefit everyone. If everybody start talking about how important memory was,
The
I think,
memory games.
right, I think that, we would find a way to try to tackle this. Because I mean, I feel like without a memory, you don't have a soul. At the end of the day, you're just living.
Without
I'll bring it. I'll bring it back to our shot. You said you're a vegetable, so even he believes that to a point because you can't do anything. You know, you don't remember anything. And not remembering people. Think about how long those relationships. You also have, like a girl just justified said, shallow things are shallow. You have a lot of shallow relationships out here. You'll lose all the shallow relationships, but then you have to have develop very, very strong relationships with people to still have any relationships. If you can't recall certain things, because a lot of people feel maybe you're a burden. A lot of people feel like, hey, this might be just something that I'm not equipped to deal with. A lot of people may feel like this isn't for me. So the same thing. I'm not equipped to deal with these type of situations. Or I haven't been around these, so it's uncomfortable. You can love someone to the moon and back, but you got to think about how fragile people are that have lack of memory. And so, I worry about these things because, as we get older in age, we need to find ways to strengthen our mental. I think that goes for everyone, even younger people. Just, bulletproof your mind, because that's one of the most important things that you have. Without that, you have nothing. You can be built all you want. You ain't got no memory. What does that mean? It means nothing. You just a nice looking, you're a car without a motor.
Yeah. Well,
You'd be a Lamborghini without a motor. I'll put it like that.
I think that, we go through a lot of watching our loved ones' health decline, whether it's memory or physically. I I think that we accept it a lot in a lot of cases because we love them, right? And so no matter what, we want to just make sure that they know that we love them as this process continues down this particular path. And I think that for me, that's the most important on the other side of things. So if it was you, right, and your health was declining, my main thing would be to make sure that you know that I'm here for you and you're comfortable with me being here for you, and then build memories throughout that in that moment, that present moment.
But they're gonna be gone again.
Not
How
necessarily.
many times can
Not
you take
necessarily.
me forgetting who you are every day? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, it was even
I
devastating
know
to
who
me
you are.
it was even devastating for me to forget how to spell your name in the very beginning. I used to be like, man, where does that S go? Does it go in front of the, and I made sure to double check it before I tattooed it on. Because I was like, man, get on me, boy. And you're gonna be looking at me like, what? Why'd you do that? That's dumb. You're an idiot, So you really having no memory and now you're the only one with a memory is not going. I'm telling you, you're saying, "Oh, I'm gonna make sure that every day to build
So
memories."
what you telling me is if I lost my memory and didn't know who you were, you would have a hard time accepting me in that state and you wouldn't be able to handle it.
No, we already know I'm built differently, and I'm the exception. I'm the exception to every rule, and that's so true. Like,
Well, I mean, based on what you're saying,
no, I'm saying based off anybody else. I'm the exception to the rule. That's
you
why I'm
can't
late.
say that to anybody else because we've watched people still love on their loved ones in that state.
I'm just saying for me, when you're talking, since you transferred to me, when we go places, they say I'm the exception. I'm the exception to every rule. That's why that's my name. And at the end of the day, you ain't hear that? Let's do it again.
Link.
And so I'm the exception to every rule. So when you ask me that question, it's like you already know I've done stuff that normal people wouldn't even do to protect my loved ones and repetitiously, whatever, went through the fire for everyone. Even people that owe me money because they can't pay their business bills. But
here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. So, don't say you're a boss and you can't. Okay, anyway. So plot twist. So anyway. But anyway, back to the subject. I remember. So without a memory, you don't even have a personality. So like I said, it feels like you don't have a soul. Without, like the early stages is behavior change, social changes. Now I'm not the same dude you used to love. And I know for a lot of women, may not be you, but nobody says you're the exception to the rule. They only say that to me. So, and I've seen this so many times through so many sessions and so many people that I've talked to. And I do a really, really, really good job in maintaining my exceptional level of differences that people cannot compare. And elect me for president. But I will tell you, no matter how many times I do this, I may be your best choice. And I told the foreman at this site that I would do that for him. Anyway, so yeah.
Well, this thing, I believe that even in the moments of a person that you see them dwindling before your eyes, it won't matter. Your love can be strong enough to still hold on and be there for that person to the end.
Some people can't be there for people even when they got full memories.
Right.
Some people are a burden to people.
In your love, if you don't, it's to me. Some people say, "Oh, I love them too much. I can't watch them go."
It hurts them too much to because you don't know how to handle that person. You don't know how to handle that person, and you don't want to handle them wrong in front of their other loved ones because guess what? Like like certain people said stuff to you about your dad, and you're like I don't want you to even handle his name like that. You see what I'm saying? And they may mean well, on what they're saying, but they may have said the wrong thing. It's going to trip. So now you have to walk on eggshells if that's not your closest person to you or your closest relationship. Somebody has a closer relationship than you do with them. You get kind of what I'm saying? Like you're going to be the closest relationship to an outsider, to your dad. So if they say the wrong thing at the wrong time, that will trigger you to have a negative reaction to them, right? So when you're looking at somebody that has dementia and you're not that first person, you're somebody else that's trying to be in that room with them, that can also be very, very hard for you to navigate and help. And you can love them and help them retain their memory because you may be saying the wrong things because you don't know anything about that quote unquote disease, you know? So a lot of people, when you look at the world, and I thought about this the other day, when you look at the world, you really don't see all of the deformities of the world on a day-to-day basis. It seems like they hide everybody. You barely see people in wheelchairs. You barely see people with one arm missing or one eye missing, but I've ran across people like that this year a lot. And it says to me, I said to myself, where were all these people before? And not saying like whatever, but now you have to try to figure out how to act around them if you care about people, to treat them, to make them feel like they're not less than. You know, when you have that type of heart, you want to make people not feel less than, because you already know if that were you, you would feel like that. And now some people may be content with whatever they're missing. But then at the end of the day, it could just be a mask and they're not really content with it. So you have all these things going on in your mind, and some people may not want to deal with that. Not saying just people in relationships, but just some people, period. So you lose relationships. Make sense? Or am I, you know, because the way that I see it, I nailed it. But
some people are, I get what you're saying.
This cat is running back and forth, back and forth.
I'm just stuck on, you know, me, how I would handle it. I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for me. I'm me, and that's all. That's how I can speak on it. And so the way I would handle that person,
Portia says,
the way I would handle that person is with love, and we're gonna see it all the way through. I don't care about an opinion. I don't care how you feel, they feel, might not feel. You know, I'm just gonna see it through, because that's the love that I have when I love somebody.
I want a rematch.
And you never know what can happen. You never know what can happen. Some things might turn around, because, you know, like we always say, love heals.
And that's the hope. But and that's the hope. And let me tell you, I've seen that too. I've seen that with you, and I've seen that in other people. And you know, try not to go into detail. But the thing is, some people
lives too.
Some and not having enough love takes lives. And you know, that's what I mean. If people that are having these issues are around you and they feel like you're not giving them the type of love, but they can't even remember it, then they will constantly be apologizing to you for what they lack of.
Maybe.
No, ain't no maybe. No, ain't no maybe. Like, I'm telling you this from experience. I'm telling you. And that hurts you, because you're like, why are you apologizing to me? This is something you can't avoid. Let's just work on not thinking about that. But guess what? They might say, you're right. They just forgot about that. So now you're having this conversation over and over and over. Not saying that it's bad. It's just like, it is really, really like, because you can see the progressions. Just like somebody with stage 4 cancer. You saw the progressions.
It can be frustrating. I think, you know, when I used to drive for special transportation, and some of the clients that I would have to pick up, man, they would put me so far behind schedule, just moving slow because of their disabilities and stuff like that. And I still never rushed, not one of them. When you get on there, we're going to lock you down, and then that's when we're going to go. Now, how long is it going to take you to get on there? I don't know. And I picked up one lady from the House of Prayer one day, and she had somebody helping me to get her on board. But Claire was probably about 30 minutes just trying to get her on the bus. And the lady looked at me and she said, my gosh, she said, you're just so patient, because she knew it was taking a long time, right? But I never wavered. And then so I that's something that I do carry with me, is being patient when it comes to things like that.
You ain't patient with me.
I'm patient with you sometimes. Some things. And guess what? But guess what though? If anything was to ever occur, this right here, what we're doing, we'll be able to go and look at and remember who we are. So hey, Link, You're my husband.
Link.
That's right.
And then what?
And then I'm just saying, you can remember, like,
I just forgot. Say that again.
you can remember.
I don't remember. Who are you?
Well,
see how your face just went? Now, you guys, that is study number one. Her face instantly changed.
Anyway.
She said like this. I said, "Who are you?" She said,
"No." I said,
"Replay the replay, replay the replay."
Replay it. But I'm just saying, I'm your wife. You can remember it, and we're building different things and different avenues to have memories to go back and look at. Video. I know what I look like when I look in the mirror. I'm gonna say, "Oh, that's me. Hey, that's me." And these are the things that help make those connections sometimes.
How about this? When? Okay. Check this out. Remember the first time Bear found his wee-wee?
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think it was there before he knew it was there?
I believe he was going on 2 years old. I can't remember exactly.
Right.
2 or 1.5, something like that.
Right. So you see what I mean? Like,
what about it?
Something could be there the whole time, and how don't you have a memory of it, or how don't you know it's important? Or okay, I take that one back. That was a bad example. That was a horrible example.
Because that's just identification.
That's just finally realizing that you had something. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
that one wasn't.
Yeah, that was an awful one. Let's restart. Oh, y'all heard that? I scratched that. That one. Yeah. Okay. So, mother. Oh, that was a bleeper.
See, y'all, this is what I mean. I gotta be patient with my husband. That's what I mean. You see, I'm just sitting here, I'm chilling, I'm just watching him, just letting him do his thing. He'll get it together. Don't worry. Run it back one more time. Okay, there we go. Good. There we go.
I remember where the buttons at.
Yeah, you remembered.
But I always remember stuff. Everybody loses train of thought.
That's true.
Everybody loses train of thought.
Did you? You lost your train of thought? I didn't know. See, you just
no. I didn't lose my train of thought.
Oh.
You were doing a lot of this, and what happened was I trailed off, and that's what happens. Now back to what you said. You got to have some importance to somebody to remember them.
Yeah.
So, like you said, I'll tell you, you're right. Because check this out. Remember every time you tell me I know someone and they right in front of me, you're like, you know them. And what do I usually say?
No, I don't.
I never seen you before in my life. Why? Because you're unimportant. I never looked your way. You thought you probably was talking to me. I probably was ignoring the itchy double hockey sticks out of you. I like that one. When the kids first said that, I was like, oh, that's pretty. Y'all are creative, So, I remember that. Now, me not having the memories of me raising the kids and the fun things that we did, no matter the ups and downs. If I didn't have those memories, I'm gonna tell you, I love you, but our marriage would have been complete. It wouldn't be complete because the kids played a real big part, in us having great times. Now, don't get me wrong, because if I ain't no memories of what I did with them, then I definitely ain't got no memories of what I did with you. So then without those memories, like, how do you build a concrete foundation? How do you build a relationship? A lot of people are worried about, I say this to say, a lot of people are worried about the money that people make. But if you can remember and recall all of the mistakes that you have, you can lessen those mistakes. Because some people make repetitive mistakes because they don't remember how bad it felt to make that mistake. So I want y'all to tap your heads on it. Think about this. A lot of people have those type of, deficiencies from a younger age. but
Yeah.
it's something blocking it.
And I'll end it with that too. You're right as well. People do have to you do want people to remember you. And you want them to remember the times that you've shared along the way with one another. You
Right.
know, I'm honestly, that's one of the things that I'm thankful for.
What?
When my dad's last day, he knew who I was, you know, and he was of able body and sound mind. And I've been
Because if he didn't remember, you would.
I've been
Think.
thankful for that. If he didn't,
You would have cried. I know you would. If you would have went in there, like, no, now check this out. If you would have went in there from
the same.
No, and nobody said you would. But check this out. And now I'm definitely going, because I know you're going to have a emotion about this. If you know, because you see your daddy almost every day. If one day you went to your daddy's house and he didn't remember you at all, he didn't know who you were, and then he passed.
That's it.
No, that ain't no that's it. You would have something to say about that. You'd be like, you would be so distraught, because you would say, how can this man not remember me? You know what I'm saying? Did he love me? Why I'm not lovable to be remembered? As much as I've done. Like, so basically everything you did in your life meant nothing, because he didn't remember none of it. You see what I'm saying now? If somebody doesn't remember stuff, and it's not about what you do for people, but it's just the fact that like I tell you, when I had sleep apnea, if I don't keep more, I tell the world, if I didn't meet you, I probably would be deleted today. For the fact of nobody took the time to make sure they took care of that sleep apnea. You saw, you took the video, you showed me, and you let me know how serious it was.
Yeah, it was serious.
And guess what? If I were to pass then and I had my memory, that's fine. I remembered you or whatever, that's fine. But then guess what? How can I put this? It doesn't matter if you remember, because the only thing you're gonna remember is how much pain it was to lose me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you did all,
remember me or you?
When you got, so we're talking about the connection of memories, and you always tell me, like, when you pass, then the memory doesn't go anywhere, because I always remember that person. So, but it's different when you pass and you have a memory, you yourself have the memory, or you have no memory of that person. Because if the last days of you passing, you've done all this and everything's been there, and now they don't remember any of it, and you're constantly there professing your love, trying to bring them back to whatever, and they just don't remember you. And now at this point, because you're trying to get them, let me say this, because you're trying to get them to remember, and they start getting scared because they don't know who you are. They just don't know who you are.
I'm saying the memory that you shared with that person still doesn't die. It doesn't die with the person. You're still there.
I'll say it doesn't. It feels like it doesn't matter.
It does. It does matter, because those are the things that you hold on to when that person is gone. So it still matters. Those are the things that, you can sit back and laugh and smile.
Well, why did you say you was glad your dad had a memory of you? What would have changed if he didn't?
I said I'm thankful.
But what would have changed if he didn't? That's the question I'm asking. What would have changed if he didn't remember you?
If he didn't have the memory, well, then our journey, the story would be a little different than what it was, But I'm saying I'm just thankful that he was of able body and sound mind. That's all I'm saying. But it wouldn't have changed as far as, the love that I have for him, how I've shown up for him. I would have still shown up for him the way I've shown up for him, in the same state. So it wouldn't have changed. And I can still, I laughed earlier today thinking about when he drove the car into the Bojangles. I still have memories, you know what I mean? I still have them. They're not gone because they're with me.
I mean, that is true. I mean, I can't argue that. I can't argue that. But
I will say it does make you feel
what
better.
okay, what about
You
taking care of
feel better when
somebody?
the person can remember it with you.
When
Even when he, matter of fact, even when he was still here, he didn't even know he.
remember his own birthday.
Yeah, I called him every year and he would not remember. It was 1 year he remembered his birthday. And you know
I
what?
almost forgot my birthday. I mean,
You-
birthdays don't get important anymore. That's why I say importance. You
Yeah,
know,
but this year was the year that he actually remembered.
let me
that
ask you something.
birthday.
Let me ask you something. We remember stuff based on what our brain deems as important. Back to my original question, right?
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
So if you're saying one remembers me because they deem me important, they keep remembering this one time, right? They remember me, but they don't remember anybody. They don't remember anybody else. So does that mean I was
That's a
the most
shared.
important person? That means that memory was strong enough to build a correlation, or however it works, to keep that memory alive. It's protected, right?
It's protected.
So now the one that forgot, was I that important?
That doesn't mean that you wasn't. That does not mean that you wasn't. It's
No,
just
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
okay, let's put it like this. It could be that
I'm just going based off of what you said, importance of why people will remember.
Yeah, it can be why she remembered. But then there's also a level of trauma that differs from different people that blocks out a lot of things. And sometimes those cherished moments can also get blocked out only because the brain is trying to protect that person from certain hurt and heartache that they may remember or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so sometimes certain things get taken away as well. As far as the other person, that memory, yeah, it was so strong that it could be helping to keep that person thriving. And that's what they cherished in that moment and that innocence of it. And it's not a bad memory. So the brain didn't block it out.
Gotcha.
But there's a lot of other things right now because that person is going through that the brain is blocking out due to trauma, stress, depression,
diabetes,
other underlying illnesses. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, well.
But because you also have memories with that person, that memory is alive and thriving. And as long as you have it to look back on, it'll still be there and it'll remain until you're gone because it was the shared connection. So it was a connection between the two of y'all. One person is gone. That doesn't mean the memory is gone. The memory is still there because you have it. You have it and you remember. So now you just hold on to it and you cherish it. And you continue to tell those stories to keep that person alive. That's what memories are for. That's why I say, even if the person doesn't remember the connections that they make with that person and the impact that they make on these other people, those memories will still live.
Wow.
What?
So, like I said, and it's crazy because the stages of dementia, like, they go from you already knowing all these things, people names, walking, using the bathroom, bathing yourself, to you needing help to eat, loss of control of the bladder, delusions and compulsions, your behavior changes, forgetting your spouse's name and not recognizing them, being scared of them. And then it goes to the final level of loss of complete loss of motor skills, unable to walk, may require a wheelchair. Inability to speak and communicate, requires assistance with most activities. So what you said about somebody else, like forgetting you or whatever, actually, they gain motor skills from what I've seen, and it's a reverse. So you know, the things you're able to see somebody improve, you actually seen a miracle based on what you're talking about. That's a miracle. I said it myself plenty of times. You know,
what are you talking about?
The person that you know that might have forgot your name. You know what I'm saying? Might have been in a wheelchair before or whatnot, but it's improving. It's not declining because you're doing the opposite of what you couldn't do.
Well, that's why I said some memory loss. There's different things. Everything isn't the dementia. Some of it is medication. Some of it is trauma. Trauma can block out things in your brain and make you forget them.
Well, on the next one, they had to come up with some solutions, some exercises, something like that. And I think, I mean, without me even looking at it, I'm pretty sure normal exercise will kind of delay that if that's something that does happen, or kind of, I guess, safe proof you from having it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like genetics contributes to about 7%. Okay.
So genetics still play a part in it.
Mm-hmm. And I think it does play a part in lupus too, and they said it doesn't.
They say it doesn't.
I think it does.
But then they also say medically, they also say that DNA transfers. We're getting our DNA from our ancestors, not just our parents.
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff transfers.
So yeah, those things to dwindle through.
Hey.
Hi, Jess. We're over here talking about medical stuff, and we are we're not doctors.
Yeah, we're definitely not. You know, but we aren't giving anybody any direction to do anything, so they just really need it.
We're just sharing our point of view on it.
Yeah. So anyway, to make a long story short, memory, I think, is the most valuable thing you can have in your life, not even just in a relationship. Without memories, I mean, we think back on a lot of our memories. Excuse me. Oh Lord, I don't remember. I sneezed that loud. But yeah, I think memory is the most important thing. And without memories, I think you're gonna have a really, really, really hard time navigating through life and building relationships, and also even building yourself. Because you're not gonna remember. And a lot of people forget a lot of things they do. And I'm not even saying due to a disease or illness. It's just, you know, they're forgetful. And so they make the same mistakes over and over. They forget the pain from that mistake. And so they keep doing it again until that pain is big enough for them to change. Something has to happen to you big enough to create change.
Right.
And a lot of people are safeguarded by people, so they don't get to go through that type of stuff, and they don't get to grow, and they don't get to build, you know, the memories that they need to say, hell no, I'm not going back, you know?
Yeah.
So I like to bring this to a conclusion. What's your final thoughts on it?
Cherish the time you have with people that you love, because you just really don't know what tomorrow brings, and you don't know if you can handle what tomorrow brings. So you cherish the moment, be in the moment with the ones that you love.
My thing's a little different.
Nobody all that.
My closing thought before she really interrupted my closing thought. So I'm gonna give you, give you one more time not to do that no more, okay? Or okay. My closing thought is that without memory, I really feel like you're not experiencing the full life, and people can't experience the full you because you can't even build a personality, or you can't. That's why they say the person. Okay, they say personality changes too. So I mean, hey, we can't argue. We can't argue with steps and data. You know,
it's changed, but I don't mean it's not there. But okay.
No, because you forget self, and a lot of people don't know self.
Right.
A lot of chaos.
Remember a lot of things. So
this is my final thought.
Oh, okay.
Let my final thought. Hey,
Okay. Let
okay?
them cook. Let them cook. Go ahead.
Just
Go
let
ahead.
me cook. Golly. Anyway, I'm done cooking. The food's done. And I really need that because I made some short ribs. And you're not getting that. And where can I say it?
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
I want to say out, but I don't know.
And we're out.
I just wanna ride along. I just wanna ride along. I just wanna ride along. Let's change up the vibe. Want you in my life. I sit to the side. I will let you decide. I stay out of the way. I know you know what's best for me. Just a pinch more of your spirit completes the recipe. You're all that I needed. Tired of playing defense. When you take control of my life, it has a meaning. I need you to have your way. I don't wanna drive, I stick to the side. I just wanna ride along. I gotta ride along. You can take the wheel, I'll be still in jail. I just wanna ride along. You got full control. I'll leave it up to you, I promise. I'm not gonna move, you got this. I'll just work on me while you driving. Ride along.